Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, I will be, making a plan for how Notre Dame in 2022, I'm not going to go beyond, can land a top 5 class. Now, right now, Notre Dame is sitting at number 2 in the 247 recruiting rankings. This will change. Notre Dame will not be number 2 overall. I promise you with my whole heart that. I also decided to do 247 because of this class calculator option. It's just convenient, and I know a lot of fans use this. It's very simple and easy. So that's why I'm using 247 for this. Notre Dame currently has 11 commits. I believe I've done this a few different ways. I believe I had them anywhere from 27 to 28 commits, which would be a pretty big class, but I'm really confident this class exceeds 25 guys, or at least 25. So also, really quickly, I have Notre Dame landing 0 more quarterbacks, 1 more running back, 2 more wide receivers, 1 more tight end, 2/3 offensive linemen, 2/3 defensive linemen, 2/3 linebackers, and 3/4 DBs. Now, this can change. And then I will show you guys the current rankings and the rankings, or more the rankings from last year, because that's where point-wise they will stack up. Now, if you're 0.01 behind 10th place, whatever, it's 0.01. Transfers also do not account in these rankings. I would like to make that very clear, or else Notre Dame would not be in the top 10, I promise you that. So let's start. Wait, let me make sure everything is good. Okay, everything is good. Start at running back. If I had to guess right now, the next running back in this class will be Nicholas Singleton. Yes, I'm going big here. I've been torn between adding Hayden or Singleton, but I think Hayden is leaning a little bit towards Ohio State at this current moment, and I don't think Penn State will have enough of a fight to land Singleton. I like the Irish there. Moving on to wide receiver, they have 2 more openings. I will go one of them with Xavier Bradshaw, talented athlete from Virginia. He will not do anything, by the way. He is 0 stars. That will change. And then I'm going Tyler Morris is the third guy. So I guess Tyler Morris makes up for the 0 points from Xavier Bradshaw. Now, if I wanted to, which I actually am just because that looks bad, I'm going to take out Bradshaw and put in Addison Copeland. Contact between Copeland and Notre Dame has been solid, but I'm going to do that just for the video. We got our wide receivers. We got our running backs done. I'm only adding 1 tight end, and then it's holding stays. Notre Dame could very well take Eli Raridon as well, but I'm confident in saying Notre Dame will land at least stays. And then I could see Raridon coming along as well, but at this moment, I like him ending up at Iowa. Offensive line, I'm going to go with 3. This is definitely a position I might take away 1 at. I'm going to go Carson Hinsman first, and then second. This one has been heavily speculated on my part. I'm actually going to go with Jake Taylor. I think a visit to Notre Dame, which he might do in the upcoming future, could really change some things. And then third, if I were to take a third, I'm torn between Grant Bigham, Aamil Wagner. I do think he's an Ohio State lean at this point. But I want to stick with 2 for now. Now, moving to defense, I expect at least 2 defensive linemen. I could definitely see 3. We'll start with DJ Wesselak, a guy who, once he gets on campus, I'm pretty sure he'd be at least silent if he's not already by now. Add Wesselak. And I'm also going to add Anthony Lucas. This is a recruitment that I think will drag on long. I think this could take until late next fall, once the season ends, right before signing day or early signing day. But I'm shooting for the stars. I'm going Lucas, and I am going Wesselak. I will not go Tafidi for now. That could change. I am so confident, though, that Teva Tafidi from Hawaii, who would play Viper Edge, not linebacker for Notre Dame, would end up in this class. Heading to the backers, I'm really confident, especially with Jalen Sneed's visit this weekend, which he has not gotten South Bend yet, that they end up with Jalen Sneed, Junior Tuhulimaka, and Sebastian Cheeks. This would be one hell of a linebacking crew, adding Nolan Ziegler and Joshua Burnham, who are already committed. It takes you up a bunch. And then finally, for the DBs, I expect 3. We're already at 22, so this is lowest possible, I guess. I'll go up the highest possible. DBs, I'm really confident in Kamari Rogers. I put him on the thumbnail for a reason. Shooting for the stars, I'm going with Kamari Rogers and Jair Brown. two guys that I could really see in this class. Jared Brown is currently committed to the Ohio State University, by the way. And then safety, I'm going KJ Winston. Some of you guys might not be excited about that, but I think he's a talented player. We'll see. I could definitely see Jake Pope. I could definitely see Cooper Barakate, Jaden Manhagem. I could see a bunch of guys there. That takes him up to 290.94. Now, we go to team rankings. Let's go to 2021. That would put Notre Dame at about the 5th or 6th spot. So a very, very solid position. I don't think anyone would be mad with that high. I think pretty much everybody would be thrilled. You're not going to be first. I'm sorry. Bama and Ohio State, LSU, they just have special things going on there. Cough, cough, money. But, it is what it is. My goal for this year was to sit about 8th. I always like improvement. I think this 9th ranking, I guess, was big. Now, the rankings also don't matter. If you look at Oklahoma, which I will do in a second, transfers don't count. Oklahoma had, 5 transfers. Eric Gray, Kay Lawrence, Wanya Morris were all big-time transfers. Robert Kong, I don't really know who he is. Micah Bowens was like the second or third, I believe third string on Penn State. So these 3 will all be immediate transfer players, if not starters or key rotation players. So that would definitely bump them ahead. Notre Dame only has Jack Cohen so far when it comes to transfers. But I'm going to go back to the class calculator, and we're starting over with 11. So that segment, I guess, was best case scenario. That was best case scenario. Landing Kamara Rogers, landing Anthony Lucas, landing Carson Hinsman. Now I'm going to go with worst case scenario, or you don't land your top targets. Who do you go after? So running back, if you don't land Hayden, if you don't land Singleton, let's say Singleton goes to Ohio State, Hayden goes somewhere else, or Hayden goes to Ohio State, Singleton goes to Penn State. I'm confident in saying I think Brian Payne would be the next guy. I can find him. Brian Payne, there we go. Solid commitment. They have Jadarian Price, who will also try to get up to campus soon, but Brian Payne, I'll add him in there. Following along at wide receiver, let's say they miss out on Morris, they miss out on C.J. Williams. Let's say Addison Copeland, and I'll go Jarrell Williams, the speedy guy from Alabama. Tight end, let's say they take one, and let's say they take Eli Raridon. 224 of the 15 commitments. Now let's say they only take 2 offensive linemen. And let's say, this is hard, say they get Bingham, Grant Bingham from Kentucky. And I'm trying to think, who would the other guy be? I'm really trying to not jump over fences here. Let's go. If anyone has a guy you want to see on here, comment them in the comment section, because I don't really know who a lower end offensive line Notre Dame is in the running for so many big talent. Let's go George Fitzpatrick. Let's go George Fitzpatrick. He's not been in a bunch of contact, but I think Notre Dame can land him if they push. George Fitzpatrick. There we go. 235. Not bad at all. We're moving to defensive line. Let's say Tevin Tafiti. Or let's say Westlock. I'm solid in his commitment. And then let's say Donovan Heinisch. Could also go with Artis, but I'm going to go Heinisch just for the sake of the video. We're on to the linebackers. Let's say they only take 2, and let's say those 2 are Sebastian Cheeks and Junior Nuwafe Tuimaka. And then let's say they go to corner. They miss out on some of their top guys. They end up going with the likes of, let's go to K. Martinez. I'm solid on him. And then let's couple him with Jaden Bellamy from Bergen Catholic. And as a safety, let's go. This one's tough. As a safety out of these guys, let's go Devin Moore. Kind kind of a left field guy, but let's go Devin. Actually, let's go Jaden. I think he's more of a realistic target at this point. For 263 with 24 commits. This is a smaller class, in a class I don't think that will end up happening. But we got 263.63. Let's go to the team rankings from this past year. And 263.63 would land them right at about 13 to 12. Year prior, you would end up at the 2020 263 point. Wow, you'd be right at 10. All right. Do I think Notre Dame will end that class? No. And finally, for the enjoyment of the viewers, I will be going best case scenario, biggest class. This could reach 300, guys. This will be interesting. So stay with me. Here we go. Last one. Running back, we're going Nicholas Singleton again. Wide receiver, we're going Kyler Morris and CJ Williams. Actually, CJ Williams is too much. Let's go Andre Green Jr. A couple of them at tight end. Let's go Stays. And let's go Eli Raridon. So there we go. You see, 246 already. And we're moving on to offense. Let's go Carson Hinton. Let's go Billy Scrouth. Let's go Aamil Wagner. 260, literally pretty much the same thing already, and we're not even on defense. This is where Marcus Freeman comes in clutch. Go Kevin Tafiti. So DJ Wesselak. Let's couple them with Anthony Lucas. This would be a big boy haul. Actually, let's go Ernest Cooper. I think he's a little bit more of a priority right now. Boom, 276. Moving to the linebackers, we're going Jalen Sneed. Over him. Going Junior or Nuafe. Maka. And finally, Sebastian Cheeks. And oh my goodness, we're not even on DBs. Now, best case scenario DBs, they take Kamari Rogers. Trying to find him. Kamari. They take Jair Brown. I think Jair Brown and Kamari would be a tag team. And then let's say they take two safeties. Let's say they get Sherrod Coville out of Virginia. Let's say they, as their second safety, I'm not going to say Noah, but I really don't think he's that kind of guy right now. I'm sorry. I just don't. I'd love to have him as well. But let's say they end up putting them together with Jake Pope. You know what? Let's go Jake Pope. Still a top target for Mike Vickens' company. 295.67. This would put Notre Dame, so this is best case scenario, 29 commits. 29 commits. This would take Notre Dame last year, I believe, in the top 3. Yes. So if everything works to plan, Notre Dame can land the number 3 class in America. Technically. I'm putting parentheses, I'm putting technicalities all over this. Will this happen? Hell no. Could it happen? Yes. Notre Dame is going to need some big-time commits from guys like Tyler Morris, Carson Hinsman, Aamil Wagner, Anthony Lucas, Jalen Sneed. That is looking more possible. And then Jair Brown and Kamari Rogers are the 2 super, super important ones. So, little outline. I do think Notre Dame can land a top 5 or 6 class. Top 3, not really. And then top 8, I'm really, really solid to get in at least the top 8. Most likely, I'd put them at 7 or 8 about now. But we'll see. Things always happen. Nobody really knows yet. But that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Comment who you want and comment who you think will commit that is not crystal balled or forecasted. I got a comment yesterday asking me, and my 2 picks, if you're curious, on offense were Carson Hinsman from Wisconsin. Pretty much the picks right now are all leaning towards Wisconsin. And then on defense, I said Kamari Rogers, who is a cornerback from in the deep south in central Mississippi. All the picture leaning towards Miami and Ole Miss right now. And I said, you know what? I think he could end up at Notre Dame. And right now, I'm solid on that. I will have a video out about Kamari this next week. And I also have a realistic mock offensive and defensive class for you guys. So that's the video. Like, subscribe, comment. I respond to all comments, and that is it. Peace.